Alright, so I'm just laying down, relaxing, and I decided just to make this video because something happened to me last week and it bothers me a little bit. Um, and I'm sure other people with disabilities get. I have technically 5 disabilities. I'll go over them. Um, and I'm sure so I get made fun of a lot for my disabilities. And you look at me like, there's no way you have a disability. There's no way. Um, so the first one, well, I'm just gonna name down the row. So it's called an auditory process disorder. Now, I had a stroke in utero, so left side of my brain's damaged. So what happens is I have a brain processing problem. It's with words. So if someone's talking to me, sometimes I'll misunderstand them. Um, sometimes it's like the words, like someone will say something to me, and then I would like it wouldn't process correctly. So they would say something else. It wouldn't make sense. And I'm like, what did they say? You know. Usually I say, what did you say? And then you just repeat it. It's not a hearing problem. My hearing's fine. Like the beeping noise or, I can, raise my hand. I'll pass that. Now, if it's, words, like if I had to repeat a word back to them and their mouth is like this, there's no, like, I would fail that all the time. So, I have an auditory process disorder. Um, I also have visual snow. I see static throughout my whole vision, and it flickers. It's very rare. I was born with it. I actually found out a couple years ago that I had it. It was just a weird thing how I found out. But I'm like, oh, you don't see this? It's like, okay. Um, I stutter sometimes because 6 years ago I had a concussion. I did security for a long time, and with that year, I got a concussion. I got jumped by a gang. Um, I don't really want to talk about that story. I mean, I think I talked about it on here. I just don't, but um, yeah, I got targeted, and yeah, so I stutter. I also had tick. If it's the only time I see myself ticking is if I'm doing something very very fast, and my tick is basically this. It's like that, and that's all I do. I put my head left, like left to right real fast. I could just jerk my head, and yeah, I get made fun of for that. And I have a little bit of a reading disability. It's more pronunciation because over the years I've always the processing, like I did the brain, and regulatory process disorder. Um, I didn't. I don't want to say hear because it's not a hearing problem, but I didn't. My brain didn't process the words correctly, so there are words that I don't pronounce correctly, and then the visual snow kind of messes it up because as I'm reading it like on a piece of paper, I always see static. So it kind of, I mean, I can read. It's just hard to read. Um, but yeah, those are my disabilities. Um, I drive. I have no issue. So last week I was at a grocery store. Well, I'll talk about work too, but so I'm at a grocery store and I just got out of work and I do really fast paced things and I started ticking and I didn't want like that. I couldn't help it. I did like I don't know how many times, but I'm getting some fruit and this lady behind me goes, "Oh, look, this person has Tourette's." First of all, I don't have Tourette's. And second of all, you don't make fun of people who have Tourette's or any kind of disabilities. And I'm like, I couldn't believe this lady. This lady also had like a 4 or 5 year old boy with her. I don't know if it was her son or grandkid. I have no idea. But she had a kid with him. With her. And so she starts making fun. She starts doing, woo, 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 look. She's like, look, this person has Tourette's, woo, woo, woo. And she starts doing stuff. And I'm like, first, like, she was making fun of me. But again, I don't have Tourette's, but you should never make fun of anybody who has Tourette's or any kind of disabilities. And I just ignored her. And then we have like down the aisle, there's this worker. He got up so fast. Like I do this too. I kind of lit. Yeah. So he got up and he started like almost not like a charging at her kind of, but he, said some things like you shouldn't say that, and he charged at her and ended up, stopping her, making fun of me, and she went, and she walked away, and this guy he told me I think it was either his brother or his cousin, or I can't really remember. I think it might have been his younger brother, but his younger brother or cousin has Tourette's. So he was, you know, again, do not make fun of people who have disabilities. You just don't make fun of anyone. And I just couldn't believe this lady. I told some people at my work, and they're like, you should have recorded it. And I'm like, recorded her, got your phone out. And I'm like, then that would cause hate on this person. And, you'd get me, like, I don't, you know how I'm saying, like, if you videotape someone else, I mean, yeah, they shouldn't do it. But then you're causing hate on them. And you already know what hate feels like. Why would you want to move that to another person? So I didn't get my phone out. I'm not gonna. But I just couldn't believe that lady. And it bothered me because, I'll be honest, at my work, the coworker did apologize to me. I'm not gonna. She made fun of my auditory process disorder because I misunderstood our defects of person, DI person. And I was like, oh, I must have misunderstood that. And she kind of repeated it, and I was like, oh, okay. And then she started making fun of me about having auditory process disorder. And then, what was it? Later that day, she apologized to me. She said, I'm sorry, I should never have done that. And this person always makes fun of me, always says something rude to me. And then, like, a day after, a week after, she'll apologize. So I'm just like, yeah. Again, don't make fun of people. I have to go because I can hear my father coming up. But, yeah, just don't make fun of people. It makes people feel crappy, and I get made fun of all the time. My disabilities. That kind of just. I get made fun of more outside of work. Because when people see me, like, stutter or I stutter very little. So you're not going to see me, like, stutter, stutter, stutter. It's more like once in a while type thing. Alright, I'm going to go.